Hello, and welcome to my video about measuring angles. I am a protractor, and I'm here to tell you that us protractors are the best. Don't tell the rulers I said this, but we are way better. They just measure straight lines. Boring. But we measure angles. Come on, I'll show you how. Here are the important steps to follow when measuring angles. Step 1. Place the protractor's center on the vertex and line up the line on the protractor. Step 2. Determine whether the reading is on the inside scale or the outside scale. And step 3. Read the measurement. Let's try some practice problems now. Angle N is shown on this protractor. What is the measure of angle N to the nearest degree? Well, step 1, place the protractor's center on the vertex and line up on the protractor. Check. Step 2, determine whether the reading is on the inside scale or the outside scale. Well, let's see. The ray is pointing to the right, and the scale that starts at the right is the outside scale. So that means I'm looking at the outside reading. And step 3, read the measurement. Well, if I look at the outside reading, it's right in between 60 and 70, so that would mean it's 65. So our answer is 65 degrees. Let's try one that's pointing in the opposite direction. Angle P is shown on this protractor. What is the measure of angle P to the nearest degree? Step 1, place the protractor's center on the vertex and line up on the protractor. Check. Step 2, determine whether the reading's on the inside scale or the outside scale. Well, the ray is pointing to the left, and the scale that starts at the left is the inside scale, so that means I'm looking at the inside reading. Step 3, read the measurement. It's pointing right at 130 degrees, so our answer is 130 degrees. Okay, I think you're ready for a tricky one now. Angle Q is shown on this protractor. What is the measure of angle Q to the nearest degree? Since neither ray is lined up with either of the zeros on the protractor, we need to count the degrees between the two rays. If we look to the outside scale, I see that one ray is pointing to 120 degrees and one is pointing to 10 degrees. So we need to subtract to find the degrees between the two rays. 120 minus 10 equals 110. So my answer is 110 degrees. Let's try another. Which angle has a measure closest to 45 degrees? Let's look at the answer choices. Many of these answer choices don't have the protractor lined up correctly, so we'll have to make some calculations. We'll use the outside scale to measure. For the first answer choice, we want to measure how many degrees are between the two rays. The two rays are at 145 degrees and 45 degrees. So to calculate, we would do 145 minus 45. That gives us 100 degrees. Let's try the next one. To calculate between these two rays, we need to do 135 degrees minus 45 degrees. That gives us 90 degrees. Even without reading the exact measure, I can tell the next answer choice is bigger than 90 degrees because it's an obtuse angle. So that can't be 45 degrees. Let's check out our last answer choice. We're looking for the number of degrees between 70 and 25. So we would calculate 70 minus 25, and we get 45. There's our answer. Let's try one last problem. Megan is using a protractor to construct an angle that measures 75 degrees. First, she draws ray PQ as shown on the protractor. To complete the 75-degree angle, Megan should draw another ray that starts at point P and passes through which point? Our first ray is pointing to the right, and the scale that starts at the right is the outside scale. So we're using the good old outside scale. Now, using that scale, we want to find the 75. Well, 75 is right in between 70 and 80, and that's point S. So point S must be our answer. All right, I hereby pronounce you part protractor. Take your handy-dandy skills measuring angles and try some problems of your own now. Have fun!